Oh, hi friends. So today we are going to solve the LeetCode problem for the finding the nth highest salaries. Okay. So basically what it will contain, right? What is the questions that we have been provided to us, right? It is a table which contains the column name and data type basically. Okay. It's data type. So we have two column ID and salary if you see, right? ID, what says that ID is a primary key with unique value for this table which is expected, and each row of the table will contain the information about a salary, right? So what the lit code is asking to us, right, like to find a solution. So basically to find the nth highest salary from the employee, okay, and if there are less than n distinct salaries, return null. Less than n distinct salary, return null. Okay, so what it says is that, like, okay, what it says, right, like, so I have a table which has two column ID and salary. So let's say here in this case, right, like IDs are provided, like one salary is 100. When the ID is 2, the salary is given as 200. Now what the input that we have provided, like that we have to find the second highest salary, right? So output it should give like get nth salary 2, then it should print 200. So another example what we have is, like, let's say 2, so it should print null since we don't have. So now what is given, right, to us? It has given, we have been provided a table which has only one rows, right? So ID 1, salary is 100. So what the ask here is, then we need to find the second highest column, right? Since this does not have any second row, right? Basically ID equals to 2. So second highest, right? We don't have, right? So it should print null. Okay. So what it says, right? So I'm just refreshing the page to know, like, okay, what is the solution that they have asked for, right? So I'm just deleting it. Let's refresh the page to see what's the how they want the output in the which format, right? Like, okay, basically what kind of SQL statement that we need to use, right? Okay, so let's go to the output part. Here we need to write our SQL queries. Okay, since I have selected Postgres, we need to write this the code in our SQL query statement, right? In Postgres SQL syntax basically that we need to follow. Okay, so what it says, right, okay, that we need to create a function basically, and it should give the right. So we need to understand how to write the function, right? Basically, to create or replace function, we have given the name nth highest salary and int. So it means that, okay, that we need to provide some number when we call it. Okay, and it should return a table having salary int, okay, as, and this is the basically syntax that we need to follow. Now here we need to write our Postgres query statement. Okay, so what we will do here, right? Okay, so what we will do, so since we have this table, right, in this format, right, what we are going to do, right, like we are going to use the window function basically, and we should here use the dense rank function, right? Why? So you should be knowing about how the dense rank function works. Okay, so I'm just going to give a brief idea about like how the dense rank function work basically. Okay, so how this function will works, right? Let's say we need to provide on which particular column it has to run. Okay, it has to use some particular function, some particular column, right? Basically to use it to find the rank. Okay, so here in our case we will use salary and ID for order by basically, so to know what orders we should be following basically. Okay, the question comes here, like why to use dense rank. We are using dense rank over here. Why? Because once we use this function, like if there is any collision basically, if there is a say duplicate records, right, so it will not skip the records, it will just give the same rank to that one, those particular records, and it will move ahead. So you will see if you are able to execute it, right? So what we are going to do is, like, let's say since we need a salary only, right, so select salary from employee emp. Okay, now we will give a dense, we will use the function dense rank. This is the format that we need to remember. However, like we will get over, we will use partition by salary, order by id, descend order by id. Let's do it like that, as dense rank from employee. Let's see what output it's giving to us. We will try to run it. Okay, we are getting some error. We need to understand what error it is giving. Let's understand why we are using this one. We will not use here partition by, we will use order by salary only, since we just know order by salary. Descending, why descending? Because we need to find the highest, right? Descending. Okay, let's try to run it, see if it works. I think it will give some error because like, okay, column or table column, dense rank. Okay, let's try to see what it is, right? So now what we will do, select salary from as a where dense rank equals to n. Why n? So this is our input that we wanted to give it, right? And let's see if we are able to run it. I'm not sure what is the error, why it is giving, but let's see. Let's try to employee, just give the alias to see if it is working for us. Okay, let's try running it. Select a dot salary from, why it is giving the error over here? Because okay, so I think I got the error why it is coming now. So basically this error, right, is coming because we need to use the alias. Okay, so what I'm doing here is now e dot salary. Okay, I think now it should give me a proper output. Okay, let's see how it works. No order by, okay, here we missed it, so that's why. Now let's try it. Okay, so as you can see here, right, what we have done is, okay, so let's go to the SQL statement of what we have done. So the error, right, why we were seeing it? Because we were not using the aliases. Okay, if you once we started using the aliases, so why we were getting, right, since we are using the function, right, Postgres says that okay, we need to use the aliases because it doesn't know which particular it has to refer. Okay, since we are using a windowing function basically, right, so it's better to use always aliases. Okay, so what we have done is like select distinct e dot salary. Okay, and we have given a dense rank. Okay, so I'm just coming to make you understand how it works basically, right? So considering this is my input table, right? Okay, so how the output will look like for us? Okay, 100. Okay, similarly to 200, 300, right? What we have. So the dense rank will give here 1, 2, 3. Okay, so if when we are running this query, right, basically it will give the output in this format. Okay, So what is our second? Now what is the question to us? It is that we need to find the nth highest salary, right? So we need to pass the function. Let's say how we will call this function, right? Basically we will call this function something like this. So let's say when we are going to call this function, we will call it like this way. Okay, so 2, right? So we passed n. So here what will happen? It says n equals to 2. Okay, so this is my value, basically n equals to 2. Okay, now we have given the input. When it will run, right, basically it will say that okay, where it will get replaced with 2. Okay, and now when we are going to run it, we will see the data. So here we should use this function. Okay, now okay, you got the error, right? Why we are getting this error? Because in Postgres SQL statement, right, we cannot use hash. Hash does not comment the line, so we need to use basically a double symbol, basically double hash, double dash, basically, so that it does not give you the error. So this is how we comment a line in the Postgres SQL statement. So now if you do it right, it should work fine for us. If you see at the or coming to the output part, right, we were having multiple cases and it got passed for us. So I'm just trying to submit the code. You will see how it works. Let's see what give error, if you're seeing any error or not. No, it is unexpected, right? So if you see that it has checks for 18 different test cases, and for all of them it has passed. So this is how we can use the basically like the code, basically. I hope you like the video.